Hi, this is Hector Cisneros, with the author of 60 Seconds to Success. I have another set of tips for you on common mistakes that people make when they're doing their 60-second presentation. So in the last episode, I started out with not being prepared, which is really one of the most common mistakes that people make. But I got another 9 that I want to tell you about, because these last 9 are like the big top 10 countdown that you really want to pay attention to. So I'm going to start with number 9, selling to your audience. Now, if you're in a BNI network or some other group where you have a lot of referral partners, the last thing your referral partners want you to do is to be selling to them during your 60-second presentation. Everybody hates, watching all these commercials on TV because we're being sold to constantly. And so what do we do today? We buy TiVo and all these other things and switch the channel so we don't have to listen to the commercials. Well, take it from me, when you're at these meetings, they don't want to hear your commercials either. So make sure your wording is not geared towards them. It doesn't say you have to buy. It says this is a great thing for your clients to buy. So let's go to number 8. Not saying your name. This is a really sort of crazy mistake that people make sometimes. They'll start out with their 60-second presentation and say, "You all know me." And there's always going to be 2 or 3 people in the audience who don't know you. So when you say you all know me, what you're doing is for sure spiting yourself by cutting off your nose, because since they don't know you, they're not going to buy from you because they're not going to remember who you are after the meeting is over. So make sure you always introduce yourself when you're doing your 60-second presentation. Number 7, not sticking to the time frame. This is a big no-no in a lot of different kinds of venues like BNI meetings and so on. If you have 60 seconds, you need to use 60 seconds. If you have 45 seconds, you need to use that. If you use 30 seconds, whatever they give you, use that time frame. If they give you 2 minutes, use that. But don't go outside the time frame and don't sell yourself short. If you were to go buy radio time and you're going to pay $125 a minute, you're not going to pay them $125 a minute for 30 seconds. So if you're in one of these other venues, make sure you use the whole 60 seconds. Don't ever short yourself, and don't go long because it makes you look really unprepared. The next one, number 6, no hook or catchphrase. Using a hook or a catchphrase in your 60-second presentation is a great way to help people remember who you are, remember your products, and so on. I always try and use catchphrases like "Did you know?" Hector the connector. Other different kinds of things that allow people to easily remember you. And using those catchphrases really makes it stick in their brain. Let's go to number 5, trying to cram too much in. Now, this is a really common mistake that people make. They're trying to put 10 pounds worth of words in a 5-pound bag. And the problem with that is they sound like a legal disclaimer. And the last thing you want to do is buy anything that has a big legal disclaimer on it. So don't try and talk too fast. Make sure that what you're saying has some white space around it, some dead time, and it'll just come across and it'll be a much more focused message where they can understand what you're saying. So number 4, not asking for a referral. There's many times I'll hear people give a great 60-second presentation except for one thing. They didn't ask for anything specific. They didn't ask for a referral. In other words, at the end of their commercial, they didn't say, "A great referral for me today is," and give whatever it was. They need to do that. If you don't ask for something, you won't get anything. So leaving that piece out is often another kind of mistake. We're down to the last 3. So I'm going to go with number 3 real quick. Not using stories. Now, the reason this is a mistake is stories usually have a lot of emotional charge to them. And that emotion can carry your message and give it much more penetration. That passion that you have from telling the story usually makes it more alive and actually will help people be motivated to act. So use stories because they're easy to remember and they also help people act better. Number 2, not empowering your referral partners to be specific. In other words, when you give them specific directions, like at the end of my 60-second presentation, I'll usually say something like, "Give them my card and ask when I can call. Tell them that I only need 5 minutes to see if we should meet. And don't forget to mention my free gift." Give them specific instructions to give to their referral partners, to the clients. Because if they don't, they won't do that, and the chance of you getting the referral goes way, way down. Being specific is terrific. The last one, number 1, not being specific on what you want. The ideal referral would be, "I'm looking to meet John Elway of the Denver Broncos." You be as specific as possible. Give the real person's name, the company name, the position they have. The likelihood of somebody in your referral partner group knowing that person is pretty high. And it's very common when you see people use this technique of being very specific that somebody will raise their hand and say, oh, I know them, or I work with them, or I've seen them, or they're my neighbor. So being specific in your commercial can be a big, big winner for you. And it can easily double the number of referrals you get on a monthly basis. If you want to know more about these common mistakes that people make, my whole chapter 10 of my book is devoted to this. Matter of fact, there's more than a dozen more of these kinds of mistakes that people make. Again, my name is Hector Cisneros with 60 Seconds to Success. It's been my pleasure helping you today, and I wish you 100% success in the future.